You have been holding on so tightly to your problems that you have made them permanent. You have wrestled with circumstances, argued with conditions, and fought against the very thing you wish to change. And in all this struggle, you have discovered something. The harder you grip, the more it resists you. This is not accident, this is law. There is within you a power that responds not to force, but to faith, not to anxiety, but to acceptance, not to struggle, but to surrender. Your subconscious mind, the infinite intelligence that governs every cell of your body, every breath you take, every healing that occurs within you, does not work through tension. It works through release. When you let go, you do not abandon your desire. You abandon the fear that it will not come. And in that moment of release, you allow the subconscious to do what it has always been prepared to do, manifest the answer you seek. The question before us now is this: what does it mean to truly let go? And why does surrender create the very flow of good you have been straining to achieve? You have been taught, perhaps, that effort is everything, that if you do not push, nothing moves, that if you do not worry, you do not care. And so you have applied this belief to every area of your life, your health, your work, your relationships, your prayers. You wake in the morning, and immediately your mind fastens upon the problem. You rehearse it, you imagine all the ways it might worsen. You feel the tension in your chest, the knot in your stomach, and you believe this feeling means you are doing something. You believe your worry is a form of action, but it is not action, it is resistance. The subconscious mind accepts the feeling tone of your thoughts. When you hold a problem with anxiety, you are instructing your deeper mind that this problem is permanent, that it defines you, that it cannot be solved. You are impressing upon the subconscious the very condition you wish to escape. This is why struggle perpetuates struggle. This is why the more desperately you chase a thing, the further it seems to flee from you. Consider the man who cannot sleep because he is determined to sleep. The moment he releases that determination and allows himself to rest in the feeling of peace, sleep comes naturally. Or the woman who seeks love but grips every relationship with fear of loss, her very clinging drives away the affection she desires. You see, the subconscious does not understand anxiety as care. It understands anxiety as a command. This is what I am. This is my reality. And being the faithful servant it is, the subconscious proceeds to create more of what you have emotionally accepted. Letting go does not mean you cease to desire. It means you cease to doubt. Think now of a time when you released a burden. Perhaps you stopped trying to control an outcome, or you forgave someone who wronged you, or you simply decided that what would be, would be. Do you remember what happened next? Very often, the answer came, the door opened, the healing occurred. Not because you gave up, but because you gave over. You gave the problem to the only power that could solve it, the infinite intelligence within you. When you let go, you do not lose control. You step aside and allow divine order to take control. And divine order is far wiser than your conscious scheming, far more capable than your anxious planning. This is the misbelief that has kept you bound. the belief that you must manage everything, that you must figure it all out, that your tension is somehow helping, it is not helping. It is blocking the very flow you seek. Here is the truth. Your subconscious mind is one with infinite intelligence. It knows the answer to every problem. It knows the way where there seems to be no way. But it cannot work through force or fear. It works through faith and feeling. When you release your grip on a problem, when you surrender it in trust, you are not giving up. You are giving in to a higher wisdom. You are saying, I do not know how this will be solved, but I trust the power within me to solve it. And in that moment of trust, something shifts. The tight knot of resistance dissolves. The way forward becomes clear. Circumstances rearrange themselves. People appear. Opportunities open. Not because you manipulated them into place, but because you allowed them to flow naturally into your experience. Surrender creates flow, because surrender is the language of faith, and faith is the acceptance that what you desire is already yours in mind and spirit. It need only manifest in form. What you accept inwardly, you experience outwardly. Now let us speak practically. How do you let go? How do you surrender when every fiber of your being wants to control, to fix, to force the outcome? You begin by recognizing that you cannot solve a problem on the level of the problem. If you are worried, you cannot worry your way to peace. If you are sick, you cannot focus on sickness and become well. If you are in lack, you cannot dwell on lack and become prosperous. You must rise to a higher level, the level of the solution. And the solution always exists first in consciousness, in the quiet realm of your inner being, before it appears in your outer world. I will give you a simple method. When you find yourself gripping a problem, when tension rises and you feel the old familiar anxiety, do this. Sit quietly, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and acknowledge the problem without fighting it. Say to yourself, I recognize this situation. I do not deny it, but I now release it to the infinite intelligence within me, which knows the answer. Feel yourself handing it over, not to emptiness, not to chance, but to the divine mind that created you and sustains you. Imagine placing this burden into the hands of God, if you will, or into the care of your deeper self. Feel the relief of no longer carrying it alone. Then, turn your attention to the feeling of the solution. How would you feel if this problem were resolved? What would peace feel like? What would freedom feel like? What would joy feel like? Dwell in that feeling. Let it fill you. Let it become more real to you than the problem ever was. This is not pretending. This is not denial. This is aligning yourself with the truth that exists in the invisible realm, the realm from which all visible things emerge. Do you see now how faith turns the invisible into form? Let me share with you an example. There was a woman I once knew who had been praying for years for a particular condition in her life to change. She had affirmed, visualized, and worked diligently with every technique, and yet nothing shifted. The condition remained. One evening, in a moment of complete exhaustion, she said aloud, I cannot do this anymore. I release this entirely. If it is meant to be, it will be. If not, I trust there is something better. And she felt a great peace wash over her. Within days, circumstances began to shift. in ways she could never have orchestrated. The very thing she had struggled for came to her easily, naturally, as though it had been waiting all along for her to stop blocking it with her anxiety. This is not magic. This is law, the law of mind, the law of belief. Your subconscious mind responds to your feeling, not your words. When you release, you change your feeling from resistance to acceptance, from fear to faith, and the subconscious, ever faithful, begins to create according to this new feeling. Can you feel that quiet power within you now? Now, understand this carefully. Letting go does not mean becoming passive. It does not mean you stop taking action. It means you stop taking anxious action. It means you act from peace rather than from panic. When you surrender the problem, inspiration comes. Intuition guides you. You find yourself doing the right thing at the right time, not because you forced it, but because you allowed yourself to be led by the wisdom within. There is an old saying, let go and let God. This is not about abandoning responsibility. This is about recognizing that there is a power greater than your conscious mind, a power that knows more than you know, sees more than you see, and can do more than you can do alone. When you align with this power through surrender, through trust, through the feeling of peaceful expectancy, life begins to flow. Doors open, solutions appear, healings occur. Think now of water. Water does not fight its way downhill. It flows. It moves naturally, effortlessly, finding every opening, filling every space. When it meets an obstacle, it does not batter against it endlessly. It finds another way. This is how life moves when you let go. This is how your good comes to you when you stop insisting on how and when and where. Surrender creates flow, because surrender removes the dam of resistance you have built with your worry, your doubt, your fear. And this is where understanding becomes demonstration. I will give you another practice. Each night before sleep, take a moment to review your day. Identify anything you are still gripping, any worry, any resentment, any fear. Then speak gently to your subconscious mind. Say, I release all tension. I release all fear. I release all need to control. I trust the infinite intelligence within me to bring about the perfect solution in the perfect way. I sleep in peace, and I wake in faith. Feel the release as you say this. Feel your body relax. Feel your mind let go. Your subconscious hears you. It accepts your instruction, and as you sleep, it works on your behalf, arranging, adjusting, harmonizing all things for your good. In the morning, do not immediately return to the problem. Begin your day with gratitude. Thank the infinite power within you for the solution that is already on its way. Feel it as done. Feel it as certain. This is not empty optimism. This is scientific prayer. This is how you impress the subconscious with the reality you wish to experience. Letting go is not weakness. Letting go is wisdom. It is the recognition that you are not alone in this life, that there is a power and presence within you that is greater than any circumstance, greater than any problem, greater than any fear. When you surrender to this power, you do not lose yourself. You find yourself. You find peace. You find clarity. You'll find the flow of life that has been there all along, waiting for you to release your resistance and allow it to carry you forward. You are beginning to understand now. Your life changes the moment you let go, because letting go is not defeat, it is faith made visible. It is the quiet acknowledgement that you are not the creator of your good, you are the receiver of it. The infinite intelligence within you, call it God, call it the subconscious mind, call it divine order, is always moving toward your highest good. But it cannot move through a closed fist. It moves through an open hand. When you release, you open. When you trust, you allow. When you surrender, you flow. And in that flow, every good thing comes to you naturally, effortlessly, beautifully, not because you chased it, but because you were ready to receive it. Go now in peace. Release what you have been holding. Trust the wisdom within you. Know that as you let go, life rearranges itself in your favor. The power that created you sustains you still. It knows your need before you ask. It has prepared the answer before you call. Rest in this truth. Dwell in this faith. And watch as surrender creates the flow of every blessing you have ever sought. The subconscious is the servant of belief, and you have believed, therefore it is done.